Peace. It's great to see you again. Today I wanted to tell you about a very important person. He was a military veteran, a youth advocate, and a community organizer in Harlem, New York from 1964 to 1969. Another name for Harlem is Mecca, because Mecca is the place that everyone wants to be. Think about your city for a second and where your Mecca would be. Why was he important? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. It wasn't because he had a lot of money, because he wasn't rich. He wasn't a comedian, a singer, a rapper. Well, he was instrumental in creating some of the fundamental elements of what we now call hip-hop and why hip-hop has a fifth element called knowledge of self. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later. Nor was he a councilman, a mayor, a legislator, a senator, a congressman, or president of this here United States. He was like a superhero for children. But he didn't come down from the sky. Many children called him the father because he was like a dad. He told them to go to school, to treat each other fair, to help out in their communities, and not to talk about people. Sounds kind of familiar, right? He even taught them how to say peace when they greet each other and when they depart. Allah was recognized by the mayor of New York, Mayor John Lindsay, who sent his aide Barry Gotherer to meet and work with him. Upon meeting Allah, Barry noted in his book, The Mayor's Man, that he was dedicated to his community's well-being and educating the youth. In fact, following the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968, Allah and his 5% walked the streets of Harlem and stopped his own community from rioting, while many other communities around the country were destroyed. With the city's support, Allah created projects and activities for youth to keep them out of trouble, including picnics and trips on a plane. Allah wasn't a pastor, a politician, or a professor. He was a person who cared about making the world a better place, and he got up and did something about it. In 1967, Allah opened this cool school for youth called the Allah School in Mecca. It was cool because the youth got a chance to learn about things that they didn't learn in school, like supreme mathematics, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, how to eat the right foods, and other things that taught them knowledge about themselves. Hey, the Allah School in Mecca is still in Harlem today, and you should visit sometimes. Maybe you might even see me there. Allah taught the youth that out of 100% of the people, you had 85%, 10%, and 5%. The 85% were most of the people who were easily led in the wrong direction. The 10% were the ones who were leading them in the wrong direction. And the 5% were the ones who were leading the people in the right direction. So those who learned from Allah about the right direction came to be known as Allah's 5%. Now here's something that I bet you didn't know. When hip-hop started in New York in the 1970s, many of the DJs, rappers, breakdancers, and graffiti artists were 5%ers or affiliated with the 5%. You ever hear about the golden era of hip-hop? Well, guess what was one of the main reasons the culture was rich? Yep, you got it, the 5%ers. The same way that hip-hop spread all around the world, so did the teachings of Allah. I told you he was a very important person. There are many other things to learn about Allah that I encourage you to check out for yourself. Like with anything, you have to study. What you may discover is the greatest story never told is yours. Peace.
And then I said, you wasn't the Hey, 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 hey. I wasn't the one. You was messing with me. I was trying to believe. But you wasn't the one, cause you wasn't the seed. God didn't me. Set her on the plea. The thing was rags. I see that I'm right. I told you was the woman, so you was mine.